Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is I do here. I am a love coach specifically for a group of women who are underserved, who are not appreciated, who do not get the help that they need. I am here for the women who have been cheated on but want to stay. You are trying to work it out. You love this person, this is your person. And yes, they cheated. Yes, they betrayed you, but you are not ready to give up your life with them yet. You are not ready to throw it all away. You're not ready to kick them to the curb. Even when everybody else is telling you that you should not be with them, you still on the inside would desire nothing more. And I am here to teach you how to do that. If you want to stay, if you want to work it out, if you want to be reconciled and healed and have that connection back again, I'm exactly who you need to talk to. All right. We are coming with the Healing Hour Live. Now I'm here every week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just to give you the basics, to give you the things that you can start to do right this minute to start mitigating the effects of the trauma that you've been through and to actually start to heal, to get to a better place with your honey after this betrayal. So, that is what we are doing. That is what we are all about here. If you've got questions, put them in the comments, whether or not you're seeing this now or you're seeing it on the replay. If you see it on the replay, I will still answer your questions, okay? You will not be going away from me without the answers that you need. If you're catching this on the replay, hashtag replay and put your questions in. Let me know what your questions about healing and reconciling are, and I will answer them for you, okay? So, the main thing that we're always going to talk about every time we get together is that this is a trauma. You have been through a trauma. If you have been betrayed by the person that you love the most, it makes sense that you would feel traumatic feelings. And if we can start to work on those traumatic feelings, then we can start to heal instead of staying in that traumatized state, staying in that painful place. Okay? So, I want to teach you the things that you need to know about actually healing from that place, actually doing something about the physical effect of trauma on your body, and then being able to bridge that gap with your honey. Okay. So, the first thing that we always talk about, and let me know. My sound is good. I think my sound is good. I can see myself on the Love After Cheating page. I can see myself over here on the Love Coach Dasha page. Both of those are on Facebook. And also on the YouTube page, my Love After Cheating, my Love Coach Dasha um, YouTube page. So I am all over the place if you've got questions. Medina, oh, you said nobody's taking advice from me. Oh, plenty of people are taking advice from me. The people who need me, I am here for them. If you don't need me, great, lovely. I'm glad that you're not trying to get through something this traumatic. But if you are trying to get through something this traumatic, if you are trying to reconnect and reconcile after infidelity, I'm the one to talk to. You said the only answer is prayer and Jesus Christ. Well, okay, well, what if Jesus is trying to show you a person who can help you? I have been called the answer to prayers before, so I don't think you're getting the point across that you think you are. If you have been struggling and you've been praying for an answer, you have one right here. You have somebody who has actually been through it. I am 18 years past the last of the infidelity, not the first, not the one time, repeated times of infidelity. And I have gotten to the point where we are healed and reconciled and connected and trusting again. It is absolutely possible to do, but you need somebody who's actually walked that path to be able to tell you how to do it. Bahar, you said I'm great. Keep going. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's what I'm here for. I am here to tell you exactly what I did, exactly the path to walk, so that you don't have to be mystified by it anymore. I liken it to being alone in the woods. You have been cursed thrown from your castle, and now you are alone in the woods, wandering by yourself, trying to figure out how to heal from this and how to get back home. I will point you to the path, okay? And if you need the path, if you need that from me, I have got that written down for you, okay? The healing path is the dreams formula. If you put path in the comments, PATH, I will send you the direct link to go ahead and get yourself a copy, okay? He said, "Your words anchor me so much to keep me going on my way and never keep up on healing and never give up on healing." Oh, I'm so glad. I love to hear that. I love to hear that because I did it by myself. I had like one friend who supported me, and that was it. But that one person is enough. If you can get support from somebody who is supporting you in healing this, you're going to do better. That's what's going to happen. You're going to do better. You're going to feel better. You're going to get to a better healed place with your honey. All right. So you're not alone as long as Christ is with you. Hallelujah. I'm glad you are not alone. But if you are going through the pain and the trauma of infidelity, I am here to walk the path with you. Okay. All right, so we're gonna talk about the basics. This is the basic fundamental practices that I need you to be doing because they are going to help your body and your brain recover from this trauma. All right, that is what you're gonna need more than anything. Are these practices to do every single day to start unwiring what the trauma has done inside your brain. Okay, so the very first thing that we're always going to talk about every time we get together, I need you to be doing your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? If you have not, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to jump on that. You need to be doing that consistently. Five times a day is what I recommend. If you are doing it consistently, what you are doing every time you do your deep breathing is convincing your brain that you are safe. When we are anxious, when we have been traumatized, our breath comes shorter. It comes in sips, and we don't fully exhale. So what we've got to do is control that breathing. And that is something that you can do. Breathing is automatic, yes, but it's only automatic. The automatic thing that happens when you are traumatized is not what you need on a day-to-day basis. So what we've got to do is get back in control of our own breath. Get back in control of that signals to your brain that you feel like you are safe, that you have looked around, you have seen that there is no danger around you, you are not about to get eaten, and everything is fine. Okay. If you do that on a consistent basis, constantly redirecting what your breathing is doing, you will convince your brain that you're okay. Okay. So will you do 4-7-8 breathing? Now you can do whatever breathing pattern you would like as long as you do it. I don't care what it is. There are plenty of breathing techniques that you can do. There is alternate nostril breathing. You can close off one side and inhale and exhale through the other, and then close off the other side and inhale and exhale through the other. There is square breathing where you inhale for 5, hold for 5, blow out for 5, wait for 5, inhale for 5. You can do any of those breathing techniques as long as you're doing one. Okay, it does not matter what you do. But I do 4-7-8 breathing because I like that one the best. That's the one that keeps my brain occupied the best to be able to remember that I am counting, I am doing something. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to blow out first. We're going to try and deflate our lungs. Get that carbon dioxide that is built up from this trauma, from this stress, from the sipping that you've been doing of your breath, and get that carbon dioxide out of your body. If you have a buildup of carbon dioxide in your lungs, that sends a signal to your brain that you are in danger. There is something wrong, even when there's nothing wrong. That's why panic attacks feel so bad, is because you're constantly trying to sip in more oxygen, but there's too much carbon dioxide in your body already. So you need to blow that out to get that out of the way. So we're going to blow out, deflate your lungs entirely. Then you're going to inhale through your nose if you can. Allergies are starting to come back for me, but if you can, breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. You're going to hold that breath for a count of 7, and then you're going to blow out like you're blowing out an entire birthday cake full of candles for a count of 8. We're going to do that 3 times together just for the sake of time, but I want you to be doing this 5 times a day. Set an alarm. Put it in your phone. right this minute. Put it in your phone as an alarm every single day at specific times that you will stop whatever you're doing and do your deep breathing. It takes like a minute, okay? Even if you schedule it, even if you put it in there, it takes like a minute to do it 5 times in a row. You don't have to be like trying to do it all day long. But if you're doing it consistently, you are teaching your body what you want it to know, okay? Getting back in contact with and in control of our bodies is a huge thing after a trauma. All right. So being the fact that trauma is physical, there are things that we can do that are physical that are going to help us, and deep breathing is a big one. Okay, so we're going to do our deep breathing together. What I want you to do is do this along with me. If you've never done it with me before, that's fine. You will catch on very quickly. Just keep up with what I'm saying. All right. First things first, I want you to blow out, completely empty your lungs, making the noise. Blow. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How do you feel when you are doing your deep breathing? Jennifer, I see you over there in Love After Cheating. If you're not in my Love After Cheating group, you need to come on over there, okay? That's where the main thing goes down. It's like 6,000 women strong, women who have gone through infidelity and want to stay. So plenty of women. They keep trying to tell you that that doesn't happen, right? That no woman stays, that we all just kick them to the curb, we all just move on. I can tell you that's not true. Most of the women that are telling you that have stayed before. They will tell you not to stay when they have stayed. So that is not a problem over in Love After Cheating. Come on over there and check us out, okay? All right. Beautiful. Your breathing should make you feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more centered. It should change the way that your brain is functioning inside your head. It should change the way that your body feels in some way, shape, or form. And if you're doing it and you're doing it consistently, you can make those changes last for a long period of time. And that's what we need. We need some healing for this body to deal with this trauma. We need that. Okay. Second thing that we're always going to talk about every time we talk about this, the practices, I need you to do your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? I tell my clients, the people that I work with on a day to day basis, I tell my women, look, you got to do these practices. You got to do these things, especially your journaling. When you are doing your journaling on a regular basis, there's a few things that happen. Number one, you are showing your brain that you take what it's saying seriously, not that you're just thinking the thought and letting the thought go. You are thinking about the thought and then you are writing down the thought. You are writing down what your brain is talking about. So then your brain knows she's taking this seriously and it doesn't keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again, making you miserable. All right. Another thing that it does is when you're doing your journaling and you're doing your date and your time and you're triggered by something, and then the next time you do your date and your time and you're triggered by something, that will become a pattern. You will see the triggers before they happen to you. That is a huge thing for your healing. If you know what the triggers are going to be before they even come up, because you have been studying, you have been writing down when you are triggered, you have been writing down how your body feels, you have been writing down what time of day it is, what day of the week it is, you will not be surprised by the triggers. They will come up and you'll be like, oh, I wrote about this. I wrote about this several times in the last couple of weeks. Let me go back and look at that pattern. Now you've got some data to look at, and you can say, this continuously happens 9:19 p.m. on a Thursday. I am always super anxious. I am always triggered, or I'm always feeling some kind of way. I'm always thinking about what he did at this time every single time. So then during the day on Thursday, you can start to do things to unwind. Get yourself calmed down. You can, the night before, start to work on, okay, brain, before I go to bed, what is troubling me so much on Thursdays at 9 o'clock? What really is bothering me? I'd like you to work on that problem while I'm asleep and tell me about it in the morning. Your brain will do what you tell it to do. Give it an assignment, all right? Don't let it just be idle and thinking random thoughts all the time. I understand that it seems like your brain is in control, but you are in control of your brain. So if you decide that it's supposed to be doing something, it will do what you tell it to do instead of just running off and telling you horrible things all day, every day. It will tell you what you ask for. Okay. So when you're doing your journal, like I said, this is mine right here. I got tabs and everything now. It's beautiful. Loving this one. Got it off of Amazon. All right. I think it was like 18 bucks. Okay. I will put some money into a journal for myself. But you could go to the Dollar Tree and get yourself one like this one here. That one says goals. It's got a green cover. It's got pink outline sheets and dollar. Okay. It does not matter what you're writing in as long as you are writing. Okay. You need to do your date, your time, your level of anxiety every single time that you write in your journal. First thing is the date and time, so you know when things happen. And then your level of anxiety, 0 to 10, to give you some description of these feelings, to put a fence around them so that they're not completely overwhelming you and knocking you down and making you feel like they're Godzilla come to stomp the village. Okay. They can only get as big as you. That's as big as these feelings can get. Okay. They are not bigger than you. They're not going to overpower you. They are contained within you. So if you can look at it and you can say, okay, 0. 0 is everything is great, all is right with the world. You are not feeling anxious. You are feeling good. You have not been thinking about the cheating. You have not been thinking about the betrayal. You have been living your regular life and things are going well. That happens once you start to heal. You will get those 0 days. You will get those days where everything is feeling wonderful, okay? Then there is a 10, the other side of the spectrum. A 10 is a complete loss of control. A 10 is I am going to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. Okay. It is I have lost control of myself. If you are a 10, you are not sitting down writing in your journal. Okay. You will know for certain you are not at a 10 because you are in control of yourself enough to write with a pen and paper. Okay. You will know that. So it will automatically, when your brain is like, oh, this feels so bad, I'm at a 10, you can automatically tell your brain that it's lying, because if I was at a 10, I would not be holding this pen able to write in this book right now. So it can't be a 10. You can say it's a 9. You can give me a 9, but no, I am not going to believe that is a 10. Okay. Um, do your level of anxiety before you journal and then after you journal. You will discover that you will bring your level of anxiety down as you are journaling. You will prove to yourself in real time, in that 5 minutes that you are journaling, that I started off feeling worse and I ended up feeling better. It will prove to your brain that doing your journaling actually does do something for you. It will work to make you feel better. Okay. All right. And if you got questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, put them in the comments for me. All right. All right. The third of the practices that I'm always going to tell you about is I need you to develop an attitude of gratitude. I know that's difficult. You are hurting right now. You have been betrayed by the person that you love the most. You're shattered. You can't think of good things that are in your life. But if you make a practice of stopping for a moment and just thinking about the good things that you have in your life that cannot be denied. All right. I am grateful every day for the internet. Okay. I am grateful that it is not lonely like it used to be. You could, I was watching a video on YouTube the other day and they were talking about how Gen X used to come home from school alone, unlock the door by themselves, make themselves food, nobody to really reach out to. If your mom told you you couldn't leave out of the house and you couldn't go play with other kids, you were stuck in the house by yourself with nobody else. But that's not even a thing anymore. You can go in the house and reach out to the world now. You never have to be by yourself again because we have the internet. That is a beautiful thing. I am grateful for that every day. That even if you feel like you are alone, you can press a couple keys on a keyboard and you can reach out to somebody else and you will not be alone anymore. Okay? That is, it makes me grateful. It lights me up to think that this little bit of technology has connected people all around the world. It's a beautiful thing. Okay? Simple things like that. Every day, try and do 5 new ones every day. Write it down in your journal. Mad lad over here, you saying that shit as long as Christ is with you? Hey, write that down. I'm so grateful that I have Christ in my life. Bahar said, I'm so grateful that I have Love Coach Dasha and all of her information to keep me going. All right? Something every day that your brain cannot argue with you about. You are grateful for this thing. All right? Does not matter that things aren't going well. It's still a thing in your life that you can say, I'm glad that that thing is there. I am glad that that exists. I am so glad for my children. I am so glad for like like all the Fenty products like in the world. Like I am so happy to be able to be matte on this video instead of being shiny. Okay, all sorts of good things that you can think of that are in your life that are not changed by the betrayal. If you can do that, what will happen is your brain will start to change. When we have been traumatized, our brains automatically go for the worst case scenario. They automatically go to the worst thing that can happen, the thing that makes you sad. It focuses on that. If you are intentionally telling your brain every single day, no, no, I do not want to hear about the negative things. I want to hear about the positive things. And you are writing those down. That is signaling to your brain, oh, she really means this. She put it in the journal. She really wants to know about that. And you are consistent with it. Your brain will know to give you things to be grateful for. It will be like, oh, hey, look, what about this color purple? You love purple. This is a different color purple you haven't seen in a good little while. That's somebody's nail polish. You can ask them what nail polish they got, and you can be grateful that you got purple nails. All right. Little things will start to appear to you. Your brain will offer you those things. And I'll tell you even one more thing, just another hint so that you know this tip as you are going forward. If you can hold on to a positive thought for 17 seconds, that's all it takes. Not even a whole minute, not even a whole 30 seconds. If you can hold on to a positive thought, something that you are grateful for 17 seconds, your brain will offer you another similar feel good thought. And then if you keep that going, you will have a whole string of them by the time that you're done. You will think about good thing after good thing after good thing after good thing. Okay? So we need to practice that. Practice an attitude of gratitude. That's why I do Thirsty Thursdays. I want to hear good things about you. I want to hear the things that are wonderful in your life, that are going well, that things that even if this trauma is still happening, you're glad that you have these things in your life. So put those in the comments. Let me know. Let me shout you out. Because when you share that light, it doesn't dim your light. It adds to other people's light. And then there's more light all around. I know it's easy when you have been traumatized this way to talk about the bad, to talk about how hurt you are, how sucky he is, how sucky this situation is. I get how easy it is to do, but just because it's easy doesn't mean that it's a good thing for you. If you do that on a consistent basis, constantly shouting out that fear, we talked about that fear speech last week, didn't we? If you keep shouting out that fear, keep reminding yourself of how badly you feel, that's what your brain will continue to get on. It will continuously be like, yeah, you're right. We should be afraid and we're going to be hurt and he's never going to change and nothing is ever going to be the same again and we're not going to be okay and the relationship is going to fail. It will continue on and on and on until you stop it. Okay? So put your good things in the comment to share with all the other ladies out here so they can be reminded of the good things in their lives too. Okay? And the last thing for now, the last of the practices we're going to talk about right now is that I need you to stop asking all those questions. I know. I know they shall tell you that you should just be able to answer and ask any questions that you like. You should just expect any answers that you demand. I get that. I understand where that comes from because you are the person that has been wrong. So you should get the answers that you need. However, you don't need all the answers you think you do. Okay? The answers that you are seeking are a trauma response. Your brain, when we have been traumatized, your brain asks questions. Your brain wants to clarify. It wants to know things. So if the same thing is if you saw a spider in your room, your brain wants to ask a whole bunch of questions about that spider. Oh, where did that spider come from? Oh, it's on the ceiling. Did it crawl up on the wall and I didn't notice it? Does it have babies? Does it have a whole family of other spiders? What is going on in my room? And then when it disappears, where is that spider? I can't figure out where that spider went now. All right. That is a trauma response. That is not just, oh, I want to know information about this cheating so that I can feel better. Your brain will tell you it's to feel better. It's not. It is trying to collect all the information it can on a threat. It is saying that your mate is a threat. And if you keep letting it do that, it will never stop seeing him as a threat. If you keep letting it ask question after question after question, bring up painful thing after painful thing, getting these answers that you hate, but you feel like you gotta ask because you feel like, oh, well, I will never heal if I don't know the answers. That is all a trick of your mind. It is your brain treating this situation as a threat level situation that you have to get all the answers to. When you are seeing the spider, you can't ask the spider direct questions, but you can ask your mate direct questions after there's infidelity. You can ask that. So it's so easy to do. And I understand that you want the answers, but I am here to tell you that if your brain is telling you you need the answers to be able to heal, you are listening to a lie. You are believing a lie. Your brain is just telling you randomly, oh, yeah, if we get all the answers to this, then the whole relationship will be healed. You'll be able to go ahead and walk out of this. It's lying to you because that's not actually doing the work of healing. That is treating your mate like a threat over and over and over again, which is not healing, that's hurting. Okay? So, all of that being said, I get that you want to ask questions. I get that your brain is damn near itching to ask a question, right? So instead of the questions that you want to ask, instead of the awful things that your brain wants to fill in, all the details, what positions were you in? And did you tell her you loved her? And where did you see her? And was she ever in the car? All of that. Okay. Instead of that, I recommend these. This is the and THEAND from the good people at the Skin Deep. Look this up. It's on Amazon. This is the Healing Edition deck that I have. And it's 199 questions. There's a couple of blank ones in there that you could fill in the blanks on. But it's 199 questions designed to reconnect. Isn't that what your brain is telling you about the questions? I need to be able to know these things so we can connect again. Call it bluff. Call your brain's bluff on that. It's lying. Instead of doing what it's saying, just asking questions about the affair, ask some of these questions instead, which actually is about connection. Okay? Call your brain's bluff. Tell it it's lying. Be like, okay, well, if you really want connection, I'm going to ask you these questions and not the questions that you're telling me to ask. Okay. So I'll give you a couple of these. This one says, if you could give me only one piece of advice, what would it be and why? Not an interesting question. Wouldn't you rather know that? Wouldn't you rather know what piece of advice he would love to give you instead of what position did you have sex with her in? Right? Wouldn't that be a better thing to know? Wouldn't that be more peaceful to learn? If you could give me only one piece of advice, what would it be and why? All right. Then we've got another one. It says, if I was in your shoes, what do you think I'd find most challenging? That is an excellent question because you don't understand anybody else's struggle. We live inside of our own universes, inside of our own brains. And so you will not understand somebody else's struggle until you've actually put yourself into that position, and you still might not completely understand it. Okay. So if I was in your shoes, what do you think I'd find most challenging about being you, about doing what you do day to day? What would I be surprised to find is a really difficult thing that you deal with that I don't even know about? All right. Isn't that a better question? That's a better question than the one you want to ask, right? Think about the last question you want to ask. Wasn't that a better question than that? All right. And one more. What's the first thing you noticed about me today? Look at that. You can get a little compliment in. Or he could tell you, first thing I noticed is you were pissed off. You were mad. And the second I saw you, you opened your eyes and you were tense and you looked like you were upset. Good thing to know, right? Good thing to know that first thing in the morning, you were feeling some kind of way and you can do something about that. Or he might say, the first thing I noticed about you today was you were look gorgeous today. You were shining. Your hair was gorgeous. Your eyes were sparkling. You had on this great outfit. You look so good. Could have been that. Now, don't get all worked up and believe that it should always be that. But what is the first thing you noticed about me today is a better question than the questions you want to ask. Okay? So let's just leave the questions behind for a little bit if you can. I understand that it is a trauma response and that your body and your brain want to ask questions, but try very hard this week not to ask any questions. See if you can get through a week without doing it and come back and tell me about it next week, next Thursday. If you can change what you want to ask a question about into a statement, you will find out if it's from the little trauma monster in your head or if it's from your real natural curiosity about your person, about their day. Okay. If you are, how was your day? I hope you had a great day. Not asking a question about it, just wishing him a great day. If you ask a question and all of a sudden you're like, "Ooh, that sounds a little nasty," there as a statement, it is probably your fear and your trauma trying to talk and trying to ask a question, and it's not going to go well for you. Okay. All right. Does all of that make sense? These are the practices. If you're my client, I'm going to be on you to do these things every single day. Okay. Not once, every day, because the more you practice them, the less space there is inside your brain for this trauma to keep reforming. You are constantly doing things against what the trauma is telling you to do, and that is how you heal. You cannot continue to do what the pain and the trauma and the fear tell you to do and heal. That is not a healed person. People who are reacting with fear and pain and trauma are not healed, they're hurting. Okay? If you keep on doing what they say, you won't be healing. Okay? All right. So we're going to have a little discussion tonight. We were talking last week about the fear speech. But what if it's not fear speech? What if it's really happening? Okay? So if things look better in your relationship now, but something is still feeling off inside you, tonight's for you. Okay? Even if everything seems to be going pretty well, but you still feel uncomfortable. You still feel like you're not really healing. You still feel like it's not really going the way it should be going. This lesson is for you. Okay? So this is the stage that nobody warned you about in infidelity. That is, you have been through it. You're getting past it time wise, but you're still not healed. Okay. So I really didn't start coaching women about infidelity on purpose. That wasn't what happened. I was ordained is what I was. I wanted to be a wedding officiant. That's what I wanted my whole full-time career to be. I wanted to marry people. I love weddings. I love going to weddings. I love organizing weddings. I love to put together a beautiful wedding ceremony and have people crying at vows. I love that. So I was ordained and I started doing premarital coaching for people that I was going to marry. But something strange kept happening every single time. It seemed like the couples are going to be preparing for marriage. Okay. They are with me. They know that to be able to be married by me, you got to do some premarital coaching for at least 6 months. They know that. Okay. So they come in, they're preparing for marriage. Everything's looking pretty good. They're excited. They're saying that they love one another. They're ready to get married. The communication is pretty good. The commitment is strong, but there's still just some tension that is not working. There is something about the relationship that keeps being a fight, it keeps being resistance. And eventually, they didn't tell me about it right off the bat, but eventually somebody would slip up and say, oh, well, yeah, but there was an affair. All right. It happened time and time again. My pattern recognition was going crazy about it because I was like, dude, there's another one. And all these people were staying. Okay. I had been told that women don't stay in relationships after they've been cheated on. They leave, they kick this man to the curb. If they know what's good for them, they're not even trying to deal with him anymore. But that's not what was happening. That's not what I was discovering. I was discovering that they had gotten maybe years past it, three, 4, 5 years past it, but it was still affecting their relationship. And that was the real issue. The thing that was preventing the marriage track from running as smoothly as it possibly could was there's still that mistrust. There is still that dysregulation inside your body where I can't quite trust you. I'm still checking up on you. The affair wasn't happening anymore, but it was still running the relationship. And I found that over and over again. So these women had stayed. They had forgiven. They said that they had forgiven. They said it out loud. They verbally forgave. Then they moved forward with like the logistics. They moved forward and just tried to be past it. They tried to just put it in the past and say, oh, well, that happened such a long time ago. It's over with. I don't have to worry about it. But the problem was they never actually healed. Okay. They thought that time automatically meant healing. And as I have told you time and time again, it does not. Time does not heal wounds. Okay. Proper wound care heals wounds. I've been a nurse 26 years this year. I am telling you, I know for a fact that time is not the thing that heals a wound. You got to take care of a wound. You got to clean a wound. You got to cover a wound. You got to stop picking with a wound for it to heal. Okay. Most couples don't break after infidelity. They get stuck. They are stalled out in a certain place after the infidelity. They don't actually heal. They don't actually fully reconcile. They're just stalled out in this kind of no man's land. So, what that stage looks like to you. These women were still checking on their man's behavior all the time, seeing what he did in every little situation, constantly listening to the fear speech. Whatever negative thought was going on in their brain, they believed it wholeheartedly. They felt suspicious, even when he was being consistent, even when he was not doing the things that made her feel anxious about him cheating before. They would still feel like, you're just covering it better now. They would wait to feel safe instead of relaxing themselves. They were waiting on safety to be able to relax. But you can't just wait on safety. Safety doesn't just appear to you. You have to make yourself feel safe so then they could never relax. They were always tense, always tight. But then they felt so guilty because it's been years now and I'm not over it. And I said that I loved him and I said that I wanted to be with him and I said that I forgave him, but I am not really past it. And that makes me feel bad. So this is what these women were dealing with. It was the same thing time after time after time. And on the other side, he's doing the thing. He's trying. He's trying to be transparent. He is giving the effort, whatever it is that she's asking for in the moment, he's trying to give. But the closeness wasn't there anymore. That wall was still up between them because your body never got trained. That the nervous system never got trained that, oh, we're safe now. So they survived the betrayal, but they never retrained their nervous system. And so their nervous system constantly said, no, something's wrong. We need to be afraid. Okay. You can leave crisis mode and still not heal. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. You can leave out of the crisis mode, the immediate impact of the pain of the infidelity. You can get out of that, but still not actually enter into healing. Okay. You can just be in limbo in between the two, stuck, not in crisis mode anymore, not every day, all day thinking about it, but never fully opening back up to your partner again. Okay. People think that if enough time passes, then I'll eventually feel better. I will eventually get past the infidelity, the trauma that has happened to me. What actually happens is that resentment starts to harden. It's like plaque in your veins. It starts off soft, but as it's sitting there and piling up on top of each other, it gets harder and harder, and it blocks what you need it to have unblocked to be able to heal. When you don't heal, the attraction starts to fade. You don't find them as attractive anymore. That is a key thing about the trauma, about experiencing trauma with a person. You will feel disgust with that person. Your body and your brain say that person's dangerous, and then they say they're disgusting to keep you away, to make you want to get further and further away from them because, oh, they're so disgusting. And so that attraction just fades fast. The emotional distance grows because of that, because you don't want to be close to them anymore. You're not attracted to them. You don't want to be close. You don't want to hug. You don't want to kiss. You don't want to do the things that couples do. And so that emotional distance starts to grow. And then that's how you end up as roommates. That's how your partner ends up being your roommate instead of your lover after I was finding young couples we're dealing with over and over and over again. Unhealed betrayal does not just disappear. It doesn't go poof. That betrayal, as it's not healed, starts to settle down into the foundations of your relationship. So that betrayal becomes part of the foundation of your relationship. That mistrust, that I can't trust this person with my heart. I can't open myself up to them. I can't give myself to them because they're not trustworthy. That starts to settle down into the foundation of your relationship. And then you can't get anywhere with that person anymore because you don't trust y'all monitoring him, um, and not regulating yourself. You are trying to build your safety back externally instead of internally. The safety you seek is not safety from him. It's not. I know it feels like that's what it is, but your safety has always come from inside you. It has come from, I can handle a situation. Yes, it was a difficult situation to deal with, but I am a grown person. I am able to handle bad things happening, and I am safe because I handle my own feelings and my own issues. If you are waiting for him to make you feel safe, you're going to be waiting for the rest of your life, because that's not where safety comes from. It's not an external thing that you just absorb in. It has to come from inside you, and you shine it to the outside. So back to thinking about the fear speech, right? We were talking about that last week. You can't think your way out of trauma while your body is still feeling unsafe. This is a trauma. So, trauma is a physical thing that is going on inside your brain and your body. It is not imaginary, okay? You can't think your way out of it, because it is a real physical thing that is happening to your body in the moment. So, if you want to heal, if that is what you're going for, healing is going to require some intentional nervous system work, some somatic exercises, some deep breathing, some using your journal, dealing with the uproar that your nervous system is in ways that are practical, that will actually help you. Okay. You got to emotionally process what has happened, not just continuously thinking about the trauma, but actually processing those emotions, feeling them, understanding where they come from, and then deciding that you can let them pass. Okay. You've got to rebuild your identity. That was a huge one, and that's every day a big one for me. I want you to know that this will rebuild your identity in ways that you have never even experienced before. You are going to come through the other side of this, and you are going to be the baddest bitch you've ever been. Okay, I guarantee you. It shocked me how I felt about myself when I came through the other side, when I had been hurting and in pain and sorrowful, and my whole identity felt like it had been cracked into pieces. And then I healed. I got through that pain. I got through that fear to the other side. And I felt like freaking Superwoman. I felt invincible. Okay. You are going to recognize that, yes, this broke you down, but it's going to give you a stronger foundation to believe in yourself, to say that even in the worst of situations, I'm a bad bitch. Oh, even in the worst of situations, I can make a good thing happen. It will show you who you really are, to come out on the other side of, after all this pain, after all this trauma and sorrow that you have experienced, you will recognize exactly how strong you are, and you will never doubt it again. Okay. Your identity will be different after you've healed this. And that is a beautiful thing. Okay, because I'm trying to tell you, the way that you shattered, yeah, you feel like, oh, I'll never be the same again, but you'll be better. Okay, you will be better, stronger, sharper, fiercer than you have ever been before. And you won't know that until you get there. You won't be able to feel it until you get to that other side. And then you're gonna have to relearn connection with your honey. That a lot of that was healing you, but then you're gonna have to relearn the connection with them. That's real healing, is actually being able to open yourself up to that connection again, to let the love flow back and forth between the two of you, instead of putting up that wall, keeping your love to yourself, keeping his love away from you. Okay. So healing is active. That's what it is. Healing is a thing you are doing. It is a verb. It is action word. Okay. Just like love is an action word. You have to do things to heal things. Okay. Healing isn't moving on. That is not what healing is. Healing is moving through pain, that suffering. It is like this huge wall that you have to. It's not about just moving on and putting it behind you and ignoring it. You've got to feel the pain. You've got to feel it and experience all of the negative feelings that come along with it. Get to the other side, and then you will recognize how much you've actually healed. Okay? So, if you've just been trying to be past it and realizing tonight that time hasn't actually healed it, time hasn't fixed it, this is exactly the work that I help women do. If you want to work with me, this is exactly where I need you to be able to work with me. You're not past it. You're trying to get past it, but you're not past it yet. It's been a couple of years. You're at 3 years. You're at 5 years, and you don't feel like the relationship can ever be what it was before. I don't want you to expect the relationship to go back to what it was before. I want you to expect the relationship to go forward and be better than it ever was. Okay. So that is what I want to help you do. What I've learned after working with so many women is that healing doesn't stall out because you're just weak. Okay. It usually solves because you don't even know what healing path you're on. You don't know where you are in the process to be able to orient yourself to say, okay, I am here. If you ever used to go to the mall, it was a big old sign that said, you are here. And then you could figure out where everything was around you. If you know where you are on the path, it is easier to get down the path. Okay. Once you understand which path you're actually walking, you're going to realize that your reactions make sense. Your fears make sense. Why you feel stuck makes sense if you actually know where you are. So that's why I created something called the If You're Staying, the 5 Hidden Paths of Women Who Are Staying After Betrayal quiz. Okay. That's going to help you see exactly where you are right now. Right this second, it's going to show you where you are on the path and let you know what the path forward from right here looks like. So I'll drop it in the comments. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and put that right here. And what I want you to do is I want you to take this quiz and take it after we get off this live. All right. Put in the comments what you got. Where are you at? What path are you on right this second as you are trying to deal with this infidelity? Where are you on that path? So there it is. It's on Facebook, and I'm going to put it on the YouTube to put it down in the comments for you. Because once you have a roadmap, once you actually know where you are, then you can start to use a map. It's very difficult to use a map if you don't know where you are, right? So I want to help you find your way. I want to help you find what path you are actually on and then be able to move forward from there. All right. So on the live on YouTube, I'm going to throw that in the comments and you just click that link. Where am I? Video. There I am. I'll put this down in the comments. It is everywhere so that you can take the quiz yourself. I want you to know where you are at the end of that quiz and feel like, oh, I have a good place. I have a good place to start from. And then let me know about it. And then I can help you move forward from there. All right. There we go. All right. That is on everything. So it's on the YouTube channel. It is on my Love After Cheating page, and it's on my Love Coach Dasha page. So just click on that link and take a real quick. It's less than 5 minutes. Okay, it's like 3 minutes to actually go from the beginning to the end of the quiz. All right. Let me see. There's nothing wrong with you if you're still struggling years later. Most women were never told, shown what stage they're actually in. And so then you don't have any idea how close you are to the finish. You don't have any idea how close you are to actually being healed because you don't know where you actually are. So taking this quiz is going to show you where you are and give you an idea about where you are on the map so you know which direction that you need to head. Okay. All right. So, couple things about this. The time is going to pass, whether you heal or not. Okay. The time continues to pass. It will not stop for you. If you want to heal, you've got to do the work of healing, not just let the time pass. Okay. Um, you can forgive and still be unhealed. You can say to him, I forgive you, and I still love you, and I still want to be with you, and still not be healed within yourself. So we've got to start looking past forgiving him and working on healing ourselves. Um, Surviving this betrayal and then healing this betrayal are not the same thing. They are not the same. One does not equal the other. You can survive it, but still not be thriving. I want you to thrive. You are healed. You are thriving. You are better than you ever were before. That's what I want for you. Not just to survive it, to actually thrive after it. I know that, checking on him feels productive, but it's keeping you stuck. And it's not the point. It is not the thing that will actually heal you. Checking up on him, Life 360, seeing where he was today, checking on his map. All of that is not healing you. It is just your brain telling you that you can't trust him, so you got to keep checking up on him. That doesn't heal you. That just keeps you doing the things that hurt you. And let's see. The affair might be over, but your nervous system doesn't know that. It has not learned that yet. It has not been fully informed of the change in circumstance. Your nervous system says that things are going badly, that you are scared, that things are going wrong. Okay. I know that it's saying that, but there is a way forward. You can actually heal from this. And the first thing is getting this quiz and getting some idea about where you are, recognize where you are, and then reach out to me. I have got plenty of programs. I have got so many ways that I can help you from wherever you stand right now, wherever path. All right. So that's about it for the teaching. You all let me know if you got questions, comments, thoughts, complaints. Hashtag replay. If you got questions and you're like, hey, I missed it, but I got some questions, I will answer your questions. Absolutely. I'll put them in the comments. All right. So the last little bit is the last of the practices. Remember, we started off with the practices. I told you to do your deep breathing, do your journaling, do your gratitude practice, and stop asking all those damn questions. Okay, there's one more thing that you got to do. These are the 5 things that I teach every one of my clients. It is where you start off, okay? It's where they all start off just doing the brain. That fear speech inside your head will keep telling you that you're bad, you're terrible, you're a doormat, you're a pick me. There's something wrong with you for even wanting to continue this relationship. It is saying all that in order to keep the wall up, to make you believe that you are just such a terrible person, that you shouldn't have love, and you should just curl up in a ball in a hole somewhere and just be by yourself. It is telling you that to try and protect you, which sucks because it's not really protective when somebody is telling you you're horrible. Okay. That doesn't protect your feelings at all. But your brain doesn't care about that. It just wants you to be protected from this person, not from itself. Okay. So you've got to do your affirmations. Honey, are you been doing your affirmations? I need you to jump on that. Okay. I need you to be doing that every single solitary day. Look yourself in the eye, in your camera, in your mirror, and say it like you mean it. Say it like this is the most true thing you've ever said. Say it like you believe in yourself over anybody else, over anybody, anything else in this entire world. You believe this good thing that you are saying about yourself. If you need affirmations, put affirmation in the comments. I will send you the link for my affirmations. I do 60 days of affirmations that are just about healing after infidelity, specifically this topic. But if you don't want to go ahead and sign up for that, you can find them Anywhere. You can find affirmations on Etsy. I got these from Five Below. This little deck says affirmation cards. It's got a little panda on a rainbow. It's cute. All right. I think this was like $4 at Five Below. So you can find them anywhere. But if you need some specifically for healing after infidelity, affirmation in the comments. Okay. All right. But today's affirmation says, today I will not compare. Today, I will not compare myself to others. I will find true peace in my own life. Woo, that's a good one right there. That is the one. This is one of the things that trips women up the most is comparing yourself to the other woman. Okay. There's this thing that goes around on Facebook that says, Christmas lights are pretty and flowers are pretty, but they're not pretty in the same way. All right. You don't have to compare your pretty to somebody else's pretty. Okay. You're pretty by yourself, period. Full stop. You don't have to compare your pretty to somebody else's pretty to validate your pretty. Okay. So I don't want you to keep comparing yourself to other women. Does not matter. The fact that she's different from you, that was the whole thing. It didn't matter what she looked like. She was just different from you. That was most of the time. That's what men will tell you. If you ask yours, if you ask any other men that cheat, most of them say she was just different looking than the one that I was with. That's it. It's not that she was better in any way, shape, or form. It was the fact that she was just different from you, and they like variety. They like lots of different women. All right. That is the only thing. So you don't have to compare yourself with anybody else. The fact is, you couldn't be compared. That was what the whole point was. It was somebody different from you. Okay. So today, I will not compare. Today, I will not compare myself to others. I will find true peace in my own life. Don't they say comparison is a thief of joy? I believe that. I think that that is correct. Trying to compare yourself to somebody else is not going to make you feel good. It's not going to make you feel good about anything. Trying to say that, well, she's better than me, she's skinnier than me, she's prettier than me, she's got a better job than me. That's not helping anything. That's not helping you feel better. It is not helping heal this relationship. There is no need for you to compare to anybody else. Nobody compares to you. Okay? Can you just remember that? Nobody compares to you. And I know that for sure because you are here trying to heal and reconcile something that has really fundamentally broken you, has made you feel shattered, and you are still on your feet and you are still trying to get better and you are still trying to heal that. There is no comparison to you. You are amazing. You are doing something amazing. Okay? So I don't want you to feel bad about that. I don't want you to feel bad comparing yourself to any other woman. I am so glad that you are exactly the woman that you are. Okay? All right, y'all. So that's about it. I don't see any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints. I do want you to go and take the quiz. The If You're Staying, the 5 hidden paths of women who stay after infidelity. I want you to take that quiz, figure out where you are, and then get in contact with me. Put it in the comments, got what you got from the quiz results. Put it in the comments, and we can talk about it. All right. All right. So, real quick, the practices: do your breathing, do your journaling, stop trying to be negative and work on your gratitude, stop asking all those questions about the affair, and do your affirmations. And more than anything else, don't do what the fear and the pain are telling you to do. That is the hurting path. Whatever the fear and the pain are telling you is the path to keep you in pain. If you do the exact opposite of what the fear and the pain are telling you to do, that is the path of healing. It will never fail you. Every single time, if you got that tingle in your chest, if it feels like it's squeezing, if it feels like your heart is about to shake its way loose from your ribs, remember that whatever that feeling is telling you to do, you need to do the exact opposite of what it says. If it's saying, we need to look through his phone, you need to put his phone down. Okay. If it's saying we need to follow him, you need to sit your ass down. Okay. Whatever it is saying to do, take it to the furthest extreme and do the exact opposite, and you will be on the healing path. Okay. All right, y'all. That is about it. Oh, hey, Deborah. Glad you were here, girl. Go ahead and take the quiz if you haven't taken the quiz yet, Deborah. Let me know what you got. All right. So that is about it. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. If nobody has told you lately, I am so, so proud of you and I love you. And I think that the world is a better place for loving, compassionate, understanding women like you being in it. So I'm so grateful that you are here. Okay? Mwah! I will check you out again next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, once again for the Healing Hour Live. Bye, y'all.